can I have it all? Like, can I do both?
Hi, I'm Krista, and it seems like only yesterday I met the amazing Ariana Steck. She is one of the top 5 humans on the planet I have ever met. Her integrity, dependability, reliability, high code of ethics is unmatched. She follows through, organizes, develops, designs, and masterminds a number of projects and processes and practices that help all of our teams, particularly in the social services department of our Y, to understand and document their impact. She's just a wonderful, magnificent human being that we really can't live without.
Hi, I'm Christy Yorty, and I have had the honor and privilege of being a colleague and friend of Ariana Steck. She is a strong presence that is behind the scenes, and I'm so excited for her to be uplifted. I know she's super shy, but if you get to know her, she can get down on the dance floor, and she is super fun and super witty. And now you all get to see her for yourself.
My name is Ariana Steck. I'm the Regional Director of Research and Evaluation here at YMCA Community Support Services. I work in the Measurement, Evaluation, and Learning Department, which focuses on measuring impact, collecting data, storytelling using data, and using data to improve the efficacy of our programming. So I've been with YMCA for about 19 years. I started right out of college, worked direct service for several years, left the Y for a little bit, and then came back and have been here ever since. It's difficult, right? I think that any working professional or working woman, it's really hard to balance those different things. One way that I do it is by having really strict boundaries and communicating those to folks, being able to model to my staff how to set boundaries and how to hold boundaries, leaning into, your weekends and your nights, and like really having those be my time outside of work. And then that way when I'm here at work, I'm more refreshed and more focused and able to get things done. The biggest challenge that I have faced as a woman in leadership is coming back in as a first-time mom. So when I came back to the Y, I knew who I was before I had a child, and I was confident in the skills that I brought to the table, in the passion that I brought to the work, in my ability to be successful. And as soon as I had a child and came back to work, all of that was shaken up for me. I was questioning if I was suddenly capable of doing my job, if I could be successful, if I was ever good at it, right? I started to have this entire identity of who was I before and how do I get back to that. And so that was a real challenge for me, was finding myself as a working mother and getting back to a point where I felt like I could be successful in the workplace. Yeah, so I've spent my time with the YMCA under the social service arm of the Y. So in the 19 years that I've been there have always been strong women in positions of leadership. But I think the thing that has evolved during that time is our ability to come to work and not just be an employee. So we're able to have these conversations around things that are happening outside of our life or the experiences that shape how we show up to work every day and how we think about the world. Especially working in childcare resource service, that field is focused on folks who need childcare. And so being able to sit in that space and have actual experience with childcare as a parent, it's changed the conversations for me. So the evolution is really that you're not just coming here to clock in and clock out, and when you're here, you're an employee. Now it's, yes, you clock in, but you are still bringing with you all of the identities that you have while you're on the clock, and you're able to be valued for all of the identities that you bring with you. The best advice that I got as a new leader was, if you are at this table, you are here because you are a valued contributor, not as someone who's just passively observing. And so I would pass that same advice on. Get yourself to a table, however that happens, and then be an active contributor there and recognize that you're at that table for a reason. My legacy, I hope, is being known as someone who walked the walk and walked the talk, right? So when I say hey, I have a boundary here, or this is an important value for me, that I can model to others what that looks like and why that's important. I think that for women, again, carrying multiple identities. And so a legacy for me would be being able to be all of those things at once and not having to switch those identities or turn one off just to be successful. You should be successful and valued for all of the identities that you bring to the workplace and the table.